This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Novelo calling all the action for EA Sports. We're at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Frank, what makes this such a good test?
It's got a great flow to it, Rich. Holes that bend in both directions, changes of elevation, the phenomenal finish that's named the Green Mile, which is 16, 17, and 18, some reachable par fives. Players have gone low here as well. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. It's just a great blend, Rich.
Now down to the first, 418 yards.
Dogleg right. You can see that bunker down the right side. Trees come in as well. Definitely giving it that shape to the right side. Fairway sloping that way as well. Not overly long, so you don't have to hit driver.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of Mong Ah.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. This is a good-looking shot. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Frank, what's the player looking at here on the approach at the first?
Just a short iron. You really want to check which side of the mound that the flag is today. You do not want to be pitching your approach shot on the side of that mound.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, man, you can't miss him from that distance. This for Jordan Spieth's birdie. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Just 5 feet left. So into red figures at 1 under. Par bid here. Did the job right there. Just a little tap in here. Even par early on. Frank, this is a really fun hole, a pretty short par 3 downhill.
Yeah, half a club, you can allow for that, so it won't play its full yardage. You can really see that right part of the green. That's the most inviting one, but when they stick the flag on the left, you really have to be precise.
So off the tee here at the par 3, not his best stuff, but still a chance to make the 3.
Yeah, that was a poor miss off the tee. See if he can redeem himself. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Appears to be tracking well.
Really? This is an awkward length.
What a sensational putt that was, Frank.
Unbelievable. Pace, line, everything to perfection.
See if Bradley can roll this in. All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under. This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line, it's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise, you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot under there on a green that actually has 3 different levels.
No fairway here. This one in that rough.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. And it is not looking like a good lie. That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Not too bad. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. I see a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
He'll need to be strong with this. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that lie.
I didn't think that was doable.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Jordan Spieth for par. Come on, don't do that.
Cruel lip out.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Not used to seeing that. Going to drop a shot at the third. This would give him a bogey. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Frank, this is where you want to step away from the controller for just a second.
Yeah, good. Mr. Good just met Mr. Bad.
So just a formality here. And so just getting started, even par so far. Just a shade over par, +1. Now to the fourth hole here at Quail Hollow, just under 490 yards.
Yeah, they used to have the tee on the right side, which actually made that tee shot very uncomfortable. When they put the new tee box in on the left side, it's a little easier to hit that fairway because that fairway slopes from right to left. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough.
This ball never even looked like it was going down the fairway, hitting way right.
So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, so many different lies in golf. This is one you don't see too much. The golf ball is on the mulch.
Yeah, and it never really sits up. So this is one of those ones, you've got to be much more conservative than you'd like to be. Play for the fat of the green.
Frank, way offline all day long.
Yeah, this is a head scratcher, really. Seen him play before. Normally much better than this. This is abnormal, that's for sure. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. A bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker play's like.
These are the kind of putts that keep a round going about 10 feet away for par. Third shot for Jordan Spieth. Good swing, good shot yet again. In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. Jimenez has this one for par. Solid effort and reasonable result to stay at 1 over par. Could use this, a putt for par. Drops it, and he's at even par. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, he has that for bogey, and I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the third hole seems to have really shaken his confidence. Frank, in today's modern game where players are hitting it so far, I always feel like one of the more exciting holes is a reachable par 5, and here we are at the 5th, 570 yards.
Yeah, this is reachable providing you hit a good drive. Otherwise, it becomes very awkward on the layup, sort of often threading the ball out of trees and just trying to find some sort of third shot. So to your point, big advantage with a good tee shot here.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Slight miss, and he'll have to deal with some of the heavy grass. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So I got to give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say. I mean, just skill. And that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Frank, this looks like a green light special. Second shot here to the par 5 fifth.
Yeah, the only place the player doesn't want to go is left and long. Front bunkers aren't bad, but something high and soft and landing more in the middle of the green would work out.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Nice putt, and now back to level par. Birdie putt on the way for Keegan Bradley. Putt drops, now at 1 over par. Shouldn't be a problem here. Oh yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Now set to tee off at the 6th. It is a long par 3, 250 yards.
We could take a little bit off for the downhill, but whichever way you look at it, it's still going to be a beefy par 3. Protected on the left by that front bunker, and if you sort of scoot one long, there's another bunker over there as well. See that bit where they mow? That's fairway. Try and get it in there. Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, off, off. Rough.
And setting up here in the rough. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Second shot for Miguel Angel Jimenez. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. This one has a good line. This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. Miguel Angel Jimenez for par.
Good read, good line, well played.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Okay, has it, and stays at 1 over par. Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5/7.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
Good contact, good result.
Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work.
There's out of bounds over there.
He needs to get lucky. In the water. Too bad. Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
Yeah, let's hope this swing he hasn't still got the floaties on.
Playing his fourth shot after the third was wet. Didn't knock down the flagstick, but he still has a chance.
21 steps, or should I say feet.
He'll need to be strong with this. He went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is, just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
So, in the water, now in position, playing his sixth shot.
Just got to act like it didn't happen.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
Had been playing reasonably well. It's getting away right here. The eighth shot on the way.
Well, you could say the horse has already bolted. Now, I mean, the best he can get away with is still going to be a bad score.
Frank, not easy to keep your eye on the target when you've just splashed down.
Yeah, but on the flip side, too, one bad shot doesn't have to lead to two.
Frank, any way to keep this round together? This already the 10th shot after having hit it in the water.
No, is the easy answer. This is just inexplicable what's happened out here. Just a series of mistakes, one after the other.
Let's Let's see if Spieth can get the round going, get the crowd going here. This one would do it. It's for eagle. Getting set now over the putt. So, Frank, that's a bogey, and I can't help but think the double bogey he made earlier just flat out took the wind right out of his sails.
Yeah, he still hasn't recovered from that, Rich. You can see that in the demeanor, and it's still shaky.
Makes the putt and moving in the right direction. 2 under par. Frank, I love a drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4/8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk.
Frank, he's managed to hit it in the rough yet again.
Yeah, this is hard to imagine. You know, the fairways aren't that narrow today.
Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder. Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Birdie try up next. .99 yards away. High winds, high scores. Let's see if he can put something together late. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has the shot to sink this one for birdie.
Frank, he might like this one. He might. Bang, right in the back of the cup, Frank.
Unbelievable.
Spieth settles in over his birdie putt. Like Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
Well played before.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Wow, he needed that, Frank, in the worst way.
Interesting to see what's ahead from now, whether that was just a flash in the pan or the start of something good.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Second from an excellent lie. You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Frank, this ball's in the rough. Anything you change in your technique when a ball's sitting down a little bit?
Yeah, you put the ball back a little bit further in your stance because you're going to get a bit of grass between the ball and the club face. So you have to allow for that and keep that club moving. That grass is going to be that grass is going to create a certain amount of resistance.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. Miguel Angel Jimenez, fourth shot. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That was well done, and now a very short putt to get out of here with a bogey.
Well, it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. 5 minutes ago.
Now the 2011 PGA champion Keegan Bradley on the approach shot. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone. Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back. He didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
This is a 23-foot putt. Hate to say it, but that is a quadruple bogey, double the par, and time to pick up and move on. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Nice par to remain 3 under. Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. Just a shade over par, +1. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, back at Quail Hollow, getting set to kick off the backside. And the 10th is a good par 5, Frank.
It certainly is. Hole bends a little to the left. There's the bunkering down that left side that you've got to keep slightly right of. Second shot plays ever so slightly downhill to a rather narrow green, and if anything, you want to favor that left side.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here, because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Wrong way pattern all day long. And this is just brutal. And it is not looking like a good lie. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Second shot here at the par 5 10th. Chance to make something happen.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
Just a couple of feet. Good putt and a good move. Now to 4 under. He has this for a birdie. Clean this up with a tap. One over for the day. Did the job right there. Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Frank, this one is veering far to the left. He's going to have to find something, Frank, other than the rough.
Yeah, there's hitting it right and there's hitting it left, but when you've got to go out of both barrels, the game becomes hard.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. He'll need to be strong with this. Frank, this one is right and is wrong. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. And getting ready for the putt. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Miguel Angel Jimenez for par. Just trying to keep this round on track. Has that putt, stays at 1 over. So a tester from 4 feet. With that, moves to 5 under par. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill. Fairway tilts a little bit to the right. And it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Good tee shot right in the short grass. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Frank, what's the best way to get at the golf ball when it's sitting down just a bit in the rough?
You have to accept the fact first and foremost that you're not going to get clean contact. So you have to decide whether the ball's going to come out short or it's going to fly. Because very rarely will it come out the normal distance of what you hit on the fairway. So if it's a little thin and wispy, chances are it might fly. If it's nestled down, you're going to have to take at least another club. That was a little over-ambitious.
Boy, this is a challenging second shot here to the par 4 12.
It's almost like two greens, Rich. That ridge that goes through the middle about the halfway point, 18 to 20 yards. Anything over that will kick on, and anything short of that runs back to the front.
That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Good swing, good shot yet again. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Birdie chance for Keegan Bradley. And at last, he has made a birdie.
And what can he do from here, though? Is that the start of something? It looks like it is.
Locked in on the read and the speed. 6 under par now. Okay, has it and stays at 1 over par. Here we are at the par 3, 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required.
Excellent shot to within 10 feet. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
So, Frank, out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
He needs this for bogey. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
See if Bradley can make up some ground here. This one's for birdie. Well, thank you at last. A birdie. That was a long time coming, Frank.
Yeah, finally he strung some shots together. Now, if all of a sudden he can do the same on the next hole, he might just get a run going.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. So just a formality here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the hole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try. Normally you'd say that's a bad tee shot, but this is a pattern, Rich.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Jordan Spieth eyeing this putt for birdie. So with that make, now at 7 under par. Two over for the day. Getting set now over the putt. Wow, he needed that, Frank, in the worst way.
Interesting to see what's ahead from now, whether that was just a flash in the pan or the start of something good.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind, and you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you've got no control over.
Now the second shot to the par 5.
This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. Frank, safe to say he is not having his best day out here today. What kind of advice do you give a player who's struggling?
Well, you just almost got to forget what's happened. I know that's easier said than done. Just start a clean slate. Just hit a good shot. Just find a fairway. Don't try and get too specific. There's enough out there. The greens are big enough. Just find a piece of green. Find a piece of fairway. Maybe knock a couple of putts in. And then let it add up in your direction.
Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today.
He'll need to be strong with this.
Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Well, not quite enough on that one, Frank.
Yeah, coming out of the rough, not surprising, considerably short.
In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Here's the man with the best ponytail in the game. He's also a pretty good putter. Miguel Angel Jimenez for birdie. Makes it and moves to 1 over. Not a gimme, but well within his range. It has been frustrating. 6 over par already. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Oh, that's off the beaten track. You've got 5 minutes to find it.
This is the third for Jimenez. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Right off the edge. Wow.
That hurts.
Bradley trying to move on without a blemish. This one's for par. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. He has made plenty of these in his distinguished international career, Miguel Angel Jimenez. One over for the day. So just a formality here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Wouldn't call it a great approach shot, but it still ends up in the fringe.
A little bit of magic from here. It's hole's not over.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Very nicely done, right on the dance floor.
Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut.
Not too
That's
bad.
not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So I got to give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway. And it is not looking like a good lie. So in the first cut here, it could be worse. Didn't go your way. It happens in golf, so just pick up and move on. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
It happens. You have a tough hole. Time to pick up and move on after the triple bogey. Locked in on the read and the speed. Just trying to keep this round on track. Has that putt, stays at 1 over. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it would be. See that bit where they mow? That's fairway. Try and get it in there. Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Frank, you've just hit one in the water. You don't want to compound the mistake. What's the mindset here?
This one right here, you've got to forget that big blue oasis in front of you.
Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water.
This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
Yeah, let's hope this swing he hasn't still got the floaties on.
Playing his fourth shot after the third was wet. Thank goodness, Frank, back on dry land here.
As long as this one avoids it.
Not what you wanted to hear, but this is the fifth shot after the ball went into the water. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
Under out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Here's the man with the best ponytail in the game. He's also a pretty good putter. Miguel Angel Jimenez for birdie. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in you, Rich.
Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
So a good performance today, 71. Just a little tap in here. So 2 over par for the round. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. So as we finish up here today, Frank, he has not had the best round, but I suppose that's golf, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. This golf course can drive many a man crazy. But the beauty of this game, you get up, dust yourself off, do it again.
And there'll be a next time for us.